Hey everyone, Wonton here, back to bring you another One Piece tournament match, and this time it's Z versus Smoker. And this is actually going to be the last tournament of OP2. I'm very excited for OP3. There's a lot of decks I am looking forward to trying out. And let me know down below what decks you guys are looking forward to playing in OP3. I'm always looking for fun and new decks to try out myself as well. So I won the high roll, and so I chose to go second. And both decks do want to go second because in this matchup, it really is just a race to 10 drop Kuzan. Whoever gets theirs down first is at a huge advantage in this matchup. So he actually has a 2 drop to play, which is Higurashi, and on 4 Dawn, I just decided to just drop the Kuzan. Very standard plays here. So since 10 drop Kuzan is the key to this matchup, I was willing to get down to 3 life this early just because first this is going to be the control heavy matchup, so lives aren't at such a premium compared to playing a deck like red. Second, I also did not have a 10 drop Kuzan in my hand, and I was fishing pretty hard for him. He pops 4 drop Kuzan here just because it's too dangerous to leave him up. He enables too many things in this deck. And because at this point I still do not have a 10 drop Kuzan, I decide to start swinging face and utilizing my leader ability, and just to start applying some pressure and give myself a chance to try to end the game earlier. So we just choose to develop the Borsellino here and then take an 8k swing to the leader. So we'll just block that board with Borsellino and then counter that out just because he doesn't have the Dawn to swing again with Who's Who. And if he does, we're completely fine with that. So he just drops the Kuzan there. And so now, just to make sure he doesn't get into any funny business, we're going to get rid of his Kuzan with our Garp here. And then we're just going to utilize our leader ability again, just to apply some more pressure. And that's why playing 1-drops against Smoker is a little bit tricky sometimes. And here, he actually chooses to trigger the trigger effect of Judgment of Hell, which forces me to get rid of one of my Dawn. And so at that point, that is a surefire signal that he does have a 10 drop Kuzan here, and he's trying to deny me the ability to drop mine first, just because I chose to go second, and so that would mean I do get to drop mine first if I had one. And this turn, he just focuses on setting up more blockers, just because that is what Z does best, just being very defensively and just hiding behind your wall. And because I know the 10 drop Kuzan is coming, and at this point I think I may have drawn him already, but I am 1 turn behind him, I decide to just go very aggressive this turn and just make it as uncomfortable as possible for him to drop 10 drop Kuzan. And so we're just going to Meteor Volcano away that blocker, and so if he wants to block, he's going to have to put Borsellino in danger. And then we're just going to use leader ability, just swing large with leader, and then swing large with Garp as well. And we're not going to try to hold off on getting some extra Garp value with his ability. We just want to either make him use up cards in his hand, in this case using up 3 cards, which is pretty worth it in my opinion, or make him take a life or give up Borsellino. And right on time, here is Kuzan popping the Garp. And so now there is no more fighting for the board here. Now it's, can I finish him off before he stabilizes? And so just to continue on with the game plan we've already committed to, we're going to just take a huge 11k swing at his leader here using our leader ability. And of course he won't give up Borsellino unless he absolutely has to. Then we're going to drop the Shigi here just as another body, just to get an extra potential swing in next turn. Then he's just going to continue by playing another blocker and queen here. We had a Sakazuki in hand, and so the queen wasn't going to be too much of a problem the next turn. And at 3 life, we also had the potential to survive another turn and get an extra set of swings in the following turn. as he pops Tashigi with Zed's ability. So at this point, the plan was to keep Borsellino alive and to preserve our health total to give us the opportunity to extend the game if we need to, if we're not able to finish him off the following turn. And so we're just going to counter out that attack. And then he's going to swing 5k with Who's Who, which we're going to take the free block with Borsellino here. And so he takes the opportunity to swing Kuzan into my exposed Borsellino, which we do protect with a Shockwave and a counter since we do want that extra swing from that extra body to finish him off next turn. He is now left with a decision of whether he wants to swing his Borsellino into mine or to leave him up as another blocker. He ultimately decides to do so and he commits the remainder of his Dawn, which we are okay with since we don't need that extra body anymore since one of his blockers are down, and we still have that Sakazuki in hand to deal with the Queen. And so now this is probably the best opportunity to finish him off here. He is down to one blocker, which we are going to pop with Sakazuki, and then we're going to swing 9k into his leader. Lucky for us, he did not have the counters in hand to block this attack, and so I managed to take first of this tournament. And as you can see from his hand, we beat him just in time, just because he's on the verge of stabilizing. He has 4 blockers in hand and a Shockwave, and so it's very likely that any type of attack we tried the following turn was not going to get through, and then he was going to have complete board control from there on out. And that's it for me, everyone. Thanks for watching. If you like this type of content, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel, and I'll see you guys in OP3.